Welcome into the Main Event Broadcast Network. I'm Patrick Ammons, Graduate Assistant of Athletic Communications. Today, I'm joined by Ryan McKay, newly named Assistant Men's Lacrosse Coach here at Piedmont College. Coach McKay, thanks very much for being here with us today on the Main Event Broadcast Network. I understand you played at Millsaps as well as coached for several years there. Talk to me a little bit about your time at Millsaps, being in Jackson, Mississippi with the majors.
Yes, I was on the first team at Millsaps College in 2010, 2011, so it was definitely an uphill battle. Learned a lot as a player and as a leader, being on the first team, kind of going through some growing pains. And then as a coach, you kind of learn how to connect with players at different ages and stuff, just from having that personal experience and doing things on that end. So it's I had a great time at Millsaps. Coach Hoffler definitely was a great mentor for me, and it was just, like I said, it was a great time and a great experience, and I'm looking forward to my time here at Piedmont.
Awesome. And while you were at Millsaps, you broke that 100-point barrier, getting 105 total points after your awesome senior season that you had. Talk to me about playing at Millsaps and how that's going to affect your coaching style now that you're here at Piedmont.
Yeah, so, senior season, I had definitely a great individual time, but, that wasn't the goal. We had a great class of seniors in my class. We had about 10 of us, and we bought into the system. I think that's a big thing with such a young team that's at Piedmont, is buying into what Coach Dunton, Coach O'Brien, and what I have to bring. And I think Coach Dunton has done a great job this past year on having his players buy in. And so I think I'm looking forward to meeting the team and being a part of this program.
So we're happy that you're here. Speaking still about the Millsaps time, Millsaps is part of the SAA conference, and Piedmont is moving into the USA South, but Piedmont still plays a lot of those core teams from the SAA, the Centers and the Berries and Millsaps as well. Talk about the familiarity that you're going to have with a lot of the opponents that Piedmont will be playing this year.
Right, so the USA South and the Southern Athletic Association are very close. A lot of our out-of-conference games are with each other, and so being at Millsaps, I saw a lot of film on Piedmont, or I'm sure Piedmont saw a lot of film on Millsaps, things like that from film exchange, and then also just going through the recruiting battle. Most of us are fighting for the same kids down here in Atlanta or in Texas, Alabama, Tennessee, and things like that. So it's very similar. The game is still played fast and everything, so it's definitely similar aspects, but I think Piedmont is going to have a great season this year.
Another aspect of your coaching, you coached a lot of youth players with the Mad Lax club team coming out of Mississippi. Talk to me about your time working with that youth program.
Right, so there wasn't any youth lacrosse in Mississippi when I was there, from college to coaching, and so one of my goals was kind of to start youth lacrosse there as a player. So we tried to grow. We called it Mad Lax because it was in Madison, Mississippi, and one of the things you definitely learn dealing with high school kids and middle school kids is patience, for sure, especially when they've never played a sport before. They get very frustrated, and so it's patience, kind of teaching them from scratch how to play this game, which is not as easy as people see it on TV.
Right.
Not everybody can come in and just dribble a basketball like they can create a lacrosse stick. So definitely it was a great learning experience. I had a lot of fun trying to grow the sport, and it's continuing to grow. They have two teams now. They have a middle school team and they have a high school team. So youth lacrosse we're slowly getting into Mississippi.
When you mentioned basketball right then, you were a dual sport athlete at Millsaps playing both basketball and lacrosse. Talk about your time on the basketball team and how that affected your play.
Yeah, I didn't have my time on the basketball team was very short. I played for 2 years. It was tough going back to back because the seasons are basically right next to each other. So, and basketball is a very long season. It starts October, it could end in March, depending on how far you go. So it definitely took a toll on me. I would basically move in my dorm and then I would move out. Didn't have a lot of free time. I was studying, doing two sports. So definitely tough. Great experience. Being part of two college programs, but stuck out with lacrosse because I thought I could make a better impact on that team.
Right. And going back to your high school days, you played at St. Pius here in Atlanta. So talk about coming back to the Georgia lacrosse community.
Yes, I'm very excited. St. Pius treated me well over there. Graduated in 2010. I have a lot of high school connections, coaching-wise, that are here in Georgia. When I was at Millsaps, I used to love coming and trying to find Georgia kids that go to Jackson, Mississippi. Now that being in Georgia and having these high school coaches that in my connections, I'm very excited to work with them and, basically hopefully get some qualified student athletes to Piedmont.
Cool. I know Coach Dunn's very excited to have you on campus, and we are as well. So Ryan, welcome to Piedmont.
Thank you. Very excited to be here.
Thanks again for joining us here on the Main Event Broadcasting Network. I'm Patrick Gammons. We'll see you next time.